Alright guys, I'm going to try to do this without dropping the camera. This thing is on full empty. Got it out there. See, it's against the tab down there. So I'm going to, all I do here is I've grounded one side of it to the output. That's how the factory did it. It's supposed to be a little, when you have it installed in the car, there's a little flexible metal strap that goes between these two. You can buy them aftermarket, I think, but you got to have that. It may not work right otherwise. I mean, really, it's supposed to ground through the tank straps also, but people claim that if you don't have that strap there, they'll engage them every read right, blah, blah, blah. So you need to have that in place. So I'm just going to go ahead and touch this, and I'm getting about 77.567 varying around with it, full empty. Spec is supposed to be 73, so it's a little high as it stands there. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can run this up approximately half. I think I'm going to have to, hang on a second, I'm going to have to brace that up with something. Okay, we're about halfway, roughly. So at halfway, according to my notes here, it should read about 23 ohms. Let's see what we're actually getting. Getting 40. At halfway, I'm getting 40 ohms. So let's see what full is. It's all the way slam full. At full, we're supposed to get approximately 10 ohms. At full, we're getting about 10.8. That's correct. But it looks to me like I'm going to set this thing in various spots here. That's probably about 2/3 of the way full there. See what we get there. Oops. Get 24. 23.6. That's what it should be at a half. You can see that's not at the halfway. That's about 2/3 full. So let's see what we get. One more spot here. I'm going to put it at about 1/3 of a tank right there, approximately. So let's see what 1/3 of the tank is reading. $53 ohms at 1/3 of a tank. So, okay. So it's linear, that's the thing, but the midpoint is not. $38. Probably, yep, it's reading about 40 ohms at halfway. So I'm gonna have to think about this a while and see what's what with that. This thing is this is a cheap piece of equipment anyway. This center, because look at this thing is 6 months old. I bought it in January 2013. It's now October 2013, and look what the heat has done to the gasket around here. And by the way, this is what keeps gas from leaking out of the sending unit. This is let me remind you once again, this is a Spectre brand. There's your part number right there probably. What is that? FG69A. You can buy these anywhere. FG69A, and this is what it does. The calibration is wrong on this right out of the box. That's not all. Want some more good news? Since this is cheap junk, they give you a plastic float now. And I'm not so sure that possibly the float might be the culprit here, because the original OEM has a brass float like that. And I was going to use this, except that I hear liquid sloshing in there. So I'm going to investigate this and see if I can possibly use that, but we can get some input from you guys and see what you think. Pretty disappointed with this. Check this out. I was taking it out of the tank. I saw something move. This is the pickup. This comes right off. Fall off in the tank. It's just a nice, cheap plastic piece of shit. Try not to cuss, but sometimes there's no other. See, just comes off with light finger pressure. This one, of course, isn't rusty, but it's still on here after a zillion years at the bottom of the sea. Yeah, you hear that? It's got liquid in it. That's why it's changing tone. It's okay, guys. Let's tell you, I don't think there's any fixing this, because this thing has, you've seen on some other videos, I have a video of that Chevy van I had one time. I'm going to read this one more time here and just see. Hang on a second. View of the back end of the car there. I just want to make sure that I'm on about halfway here. Turn the meter back. Come on. It's no fluke. 40 ohms again at half the tank. I know different folks have been kind of trying to blame this on the gauge and things like that, and that's legit. You can't have a bad gauge, and these cars have that mechanical gauge regulator mounted on them, which, you know, it causes some problems. But usually when that thing goes bad, all your gauges, if you ever have one of these with it's called an IVR, some of the older Ford instrument panels had them, like in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. I had a Mustang one time, and an 86 Mustang had one, and when they get flaky, the two gauges read high and they read low. They read high, high, low, low. But what it is they do it in tandem. Like if your temperature gauge goes up this far, your fuel gauge goes up this far. You know, they're like doot, 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 because they both get fed voltage off that instrument voltage regulator. So that's not, these never did that. So I don't think that's the deal here. I think it's just simply a poorly calibrated, poorly built junk heap of a new fuel center. And let me say this one more time, just if anybody missed this earlier in the video. This is a Spectre brand. That's spelled S-P-E-C-T-R-E. That's Spectre brand fuel sending unit, FG69A, for a Dodge or Plymouth A body. So this is what you'll get for your money that you spend. This is as good quality as they can build this, evidently. So if anybody from the Spectre company sees this and you don't like me disparaging your product, why don't you send me a fuel sending unit that actually is calibrated correctly? Okay? Why don't you do that? Otherwise I have to put up this crap. Spectre. Don't expect her too much out of it. Alright guys, I got supposed to have somebody come and look at that Volvo thing out there. And of course they called me over an hour ago, so they're on their way. It's famous Craigslist words. I'm on my way. I'm coming right out. I'll be right there. Probably trying to scrape some money together. I'm out. See you guys.